My banking app woke me up at 6 a.m. with an alert that said my card had just spent $9,800 at a bridal boutique 300 miles away. I sat up in bed and stared at my phone, waiting for it to make sense. Then a second alert came in. A jewelry store, then a florist, then a deposit at a church event hall in a small town I hadn't thought about in years. By the time I got the bank on the phone, whoever had my card number had burned through almost $40,000. My car fund, my daughter's braces money, the cushion I had spent 8 years building after my divorce. The fraud rep froze everything and told me to file a police report. My hands were shaking so badly I typed my own name wrong twice. I kept telling the officer the same thing. I am careful. I don't click links. I don't give my number out. This should not be possible. Then the detective called back with details, and the details were strange. There were no online charges. Whoever was using my card was walking into stores, in person, signing, and they were not buying electronics or gift cards like normal thieves. They were buying wedding things, a dress, flowers, a haul, a cake deposit at a bakery that, I realized with a weird chill, had been open since the 70s. The boutique had a security camera. The detective sent me a still image and asked if I recognized the person. The photo was grainy, a small woman at the counter, back half turned. I zoomed in and went cold. She was wearing a blue silk scarf with little gray birds on it. My father gave my mother that scarf on their first anniversary. My mother, 76, living alone 40 minutes from me and not answering her phone. I called her 11 times. Then I called her neighbor, who checked the house and said her car was gone and the mail hadn't been brought in for 2 days. I want to be honest about what I felt in that moment. Not just fear, guilt, because for months I had been noticing things and explaining them away. She called my daughter by my name. She told me the same story about her sister 3 times in one lunch. Last month she asked me if daddy was coming to dinner. My father has been gone for 6 years. I told myself she was just tired. The town where the charges were happening was the town where my parents got married in 1974. I drove there that afternoon with my stomach in knots, following the trail of charges like footprints. The bakery owner remembered her, said she was lovely, a little confused about dates. The boutique had sold her a dress and said she talked the whole time about her fiancé, how tall he was, how nervous. The last charge was the church hall. I pulled into that parking lot at sunset and her car was there. I found my mother inside in the empty hall in a wedding dress, setting paper napkins on folding tables for a reception happening 52 years ago. She looked up at me, completely calm, and asked if the flowers had arrived because everything had to be perfect before Walter got there. She thought I was her sister. She thought it was 1974. She had taken a photo of my card from my wallet at Sunday dinner weeks ago, the doctors later guessed, in some half-remembered idea of the family helping with the wedding, and her mind had built the rest. I did not correct her. I sat down and folded napkins with my mom until the paramedics I had quietly called arrived, and she left that hall smiling, holding my hand, telling me Walter was going to be so happy. The diagnosis came a week later. The stores, when they heard, refunded every charge except a few $100s, and the church waived the deposit entirely. But here's the part I cannot get through without crying. The jewelry store called me. She hadn't bought anything there. She had dropped something off. My father's old watch, to be engraved. The jeweler read me the inscription she ordered, the same one from their real wedding day. Every hour, yours, W&M, 1974. She lives in a memory care home near me now. Good days and bad ones. The watch sits on her nightstand. On the bad days, she doesn't know my name, but she picks up that watch, reads the back, and smiles like a bride. We didn't lose $40,000 that week. We found out where my mother goes when she leaves us. She goes back to him. Back to